Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's continue our playthrough of Banished, where we are trying to build a large settlement and pick up some achievements that I have yet to unlock. Alright, where was I? That's right, I kinda built my stuff pretty spread out. I think it was at the end of episode 1 we started having some people dying of starvation, but we seem to have recovered. We need our population to grow. I think that's where we're at. We've got the town hall going up, which I don't necessarily know why I am allocating those resources for a building that isn't really that important. The nomads will help us when they show up. I think if you're ready for them, they can be helpful. But there's no telling, what year they'll show up. It could be next year, it could be like 4 years from now. Sometimes it takes a while. So I was putting on the trading post, which I may have mentioned is probably my favorite building in the game. So really want to build it, but kind of want to develop this stuff first as, forestry and hunting. And we'll get that to help make us prosperous. And then once we're pretty prosperous, then I can delete those things, tear down the forest, and not until we build a trader, we get some seeds first, and then we can put our farmland in over there, I think is what I want to do. How are we doing on people? Yeah, see, there's an elderly person living by themselves, taking up space in a home. There's 2 more. Okay, these ones are still children. Looks like we got the school open. I wasn't quite sure if that was a good idea. I forgot to do my research before episodes to find out what really does the school help you do, or help our citizens with, other than like getting themselves killed in the mines. Reserve of food is low. Yes, it is. But we need some more people. Before we can allocate more people to food collection. I think I'm gonna raise... Oh, not that high. I hate that it jumps in 100s. 25, please. Thank you. And we'll use some of the excess at the trading post, which I don't even have active yet. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep it down at 15 until we're ready to build the trading post. Then I will up it. And we'll send all the extra tools there, and same with the hides. Our textiles numbers are looking pretty good, so if that continues to grow, then I'll make more coats, and we'll try and start saving some for trading purposes. I was thinking about putting farm out here. Oh, that's right. They can only be a maximum of 15 by 15. We'll leave enough room for... Well, I was going to make this road go all the way through. Okay, so it doesn't do anything, and that's fine. Because we don't have any seeds anyways. Just kind of reserving that location. Plenty of room, and then we've got another one complete now. So now I'm going to queue this up to be destroyed. Even though it is more centralized than these are, but once our market is up and running, then we certainly wouldn't need that anymore. What are we doing? Okay, we got a kid. Kids are getting older. Good. Now with the school up, kids are going to take longer to join the workforce. So, I mean, there's another reason why maybe the school wasn't the best idea yet. Especially at a time when we're going to have deaths from old age. Another forester. I think we're doing okay. We've got 3, I believe. Yes. 3 foresters that have now had several years to get their forests maximized. I think we're doing okay. We're not doing okay with food because our population has grown. So what do we do there? I mean, I feel like what I need to do, and I recently had a comment on a previous Banished series that basically said, hey man, like, max out your food buildings if you want more food. And I do have a tendency to kind of only fill my buildings up to half so that more people can do other things. But like, they bring up a good point. With the amount of gatherers that I have, the game is suggesting, you know, there's a total of 12 possible gathering jobs just with the buildings that I already have. But I only have 4 gatherers. So if I fill more of those jobs with additional gatherers, then that should net us some more food. And we really need it. We've been sitting on 0 for too long, and we're heading into winter. Same with the hunters. Maybe we'll back out of a builder and we'll make it a hunter. Because right now the builders don't have any jobs to build, so they're acting as laborers. So technically I have 4 laborers right now, which is not a lot, but we need the food. Alright, Town Hall is up. It does give us this inventory tab, which I like to have, but for the amount of resources it takes to build this building, again, I don't see the value in building this building, especially so early, yet I have chosen to build it. That's okay. Maybe we'll get some nomads. We don't have the food to feed them currently, but we would stick them straight into food gathering roles, and maybe that would help us. Venison comes from the hunters, and we are sitting at 0, so that's getting eat up. Berries, mushrooms, roots, so everything from our hunters and our gatherers is gone. It's just being consumed. Got a couple more deaths from old age. Thankfully, Jacqueline has become an adult and start working in the labor. I don't remember what year we built the school, but I believe it takes 3 in-game years for them to graduate. flash freeze in the spring. I think that hurts crops if you've got crops, but we don't have crops. Alright, I don't know if I can wait for this trader. We haven't been able to do much so far this year. It's like we're you know, this episode. This feels like we're waiting for something to happen, but we can't grow. We don't have the people for it. Like we're waiting for our children to become laborers, and we got another one. Yeah, right now our biggest problem is food. Firewood is hanging in there. Keep checking these. Just want to make sure there's an of-age person that should be getting married and starting a family but doesn't have an open home. And there's a male counterpart, so let's build a new house because they are still living at home. They should be doing other things. Alright, so we got another adult. I'm gonna stick him into hunting. We're getting tons of textiles. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up to 25 on the clothes. Let's get some of those clothes made. I think I will probably start the trading post at some point. I think we're gonna rely on the clothes and the tools. Nothing else is really worth any trade value anyways. Sometimes you can use food if you've got such a high volume of food, even though it holds a low value. If you've got a lot of it, then that can add up and help you buy things, but right now we have 0 food, so we will not be trading any of the food that we don't have. Let's get some more of this stone cut up. Died of starvation, that's gonna happen. The thing about that is if we grow too fast and people die of starvation, it'll help bring us down to a level that we're supposed to be at. Now, since we're trying to grow our population into the biggest city that we can, then having people die off is not what we want. But there's not a lot I can do right now. How's that? Future bridge. I'm gonna fill this in with houses. We'll try and fill in the market area with homes, and we'll build a market pretty soon too. It looks like, yeah, this was, I forgot to pause this when I set it down, so we used a lot of early game resources. One of probably several mistakes I made for the beginning of this map, but it's year 14 and we're still alive. But we're starting to die off. Old age, you can see that our labor numbers go down because laborers jump into those roles. Well, if this isn't the most boring episode ever. I just have to do some fast forwarding. Need more food. Oh, we've got babies being born. That's good. We gotta wait for them to graduate, and you know, I could turn this off. I could turn the school off right now, and that would help expedite the process of children becoming workforce adults. I'm gonna do it. Everybody out of school and get to work. Yeah, look at the amount of laborers that just gave us. Yeah, we should have saved the school for later. Now we just added a bunch of gatherers. We should probably add another one over here. Starvation, starvation. Our people are starving. Oh dear. Let's get another gatherer put in. Takes away from our logs, but our logs are doing just fine. See, now we're back down to not having any laborers because everybody died. Everybody's starving because there's no food. Another starvation death. You know, we can build the trader, and we can try and get seeds, and we don't have to build our first farms over here. We can build some farms over here, and it'll help us get some food. So I am going to do it. Our log numbers look really good. I mean, we don't have any laborers now. There's nobody left alive to gather these resources. That's it. That was our last laborer. Well, we are off to a rocky start. But this is what can happen in this game. I've said that in my previous Banished playthroughs, that if you're not on top of stuff, things can go wrong in a hurry. Like, you could feel like you're doing well, and you neglect one thing for too long, and it'll be surprising at how quickly things go downhill. See, now look at our food numbers. We're starting to do better. I think we were a little late on emptying the school and plugging everybody into gathering. So it seems like now they're starting to get some of that food gathered. Get it back to the community. In addition, with having several deaths, bring the population down to now we're at a point where we've got a good amount of food for the amount of people that we have. So hopefully from here forward will be better. I think Since we're still pretty small, I'm not going to build this market until I fill this in a bit more. I really don't feel like it's necessary. I would rather... I thought I unpaused this. Maybe I repaused it. Oh yeah, I started it. I'd rather start getting that built, but I want to get... Well, I don't know if we need this now. We don't have the people to work it. What's this? Storage barn. Just leave this iron here. We need it. They're gonna take it back to a stockpile. We've got one builder. One builder who's also acting as the laborer. They have to gather all the materials, bring it to the build site, and then have to be the ones to build the building. I think I'm gonna take the herbalist out, even though we don't have any stored medicine either. Just to help in the labor force. What are our houses looking like after all those deaths? We want to see young families. Here's an interesting one. This is what we don't want to see. Lots of old people, no kids. That's not good. But we got several that do have young kids, so. Another death from old age. We got 11 children. That's good. Just need them to hurry up. Definitely doing good on food now. I'm gonna build another home. Nomads have arrived. How many? 4. Yes. We will take you. Immediately they go and grab food. Thank goodness. Food and tools. But we have that now. We got plenty of logs. Need stone. Sometimes you just gotta work through these issues, and it'll take a few years for the ship to right itself. Alright, so we got the resources, we just need to build. Let's add a builder. Just to help. I'm gonna build 2 houses. Which is gonna cost us a lot of stone. That's the thing about skipping the wood houses and going straight into the stone houses, is it's gonna burn up. It's gonna burn up our stone. What does this mean? Oh, there's no iron. There's a whole bunch right here. Make yourself a pickaxe and go harvest. Sometimes they do that. They'll show up and do 1 tick of building and then go do something else. Alright, there we go. Fortunately, we need to add a trader. I'm gonna add, just for now, 10 hide coats. And then while I do that, it brings the number down, and then it's going to work really hard to bring it back up. So I kind of help offset that by also bringing the limit down. And then I'll slowly bring the limit back up to build more. Otherwise, if you do that, I mean, it's not such a big deal when you're only taking out 10 at a time, but if I were to take out 50, then the tailor's going to go and try and replace that 50 that you took out right away, and you're going to devastate your textiles numbers, which we don't have to worry about. Our textiles numbers are strong. Those are food. We're good on food. We need stone, and we need iron. We need tools. See, running out of iron there like really hurt us. Now the blacksmith's behind. Reserve of firewood, so now we're dealing with a firewood issue. Which we shouldn't, we've got plenty of logs. I think it's just because it's winter and all the firewood's being used up. The stone houses are supposed to require less heating. Like, they're easier to heat. And why is there a 10-year-old living alone in this house? There's a 14-year-old female that could move in with him. You know, that's weird, but that's kind of the way the game works. So we've got our 10 hide coats. We're gonna need a whole lot more. I don't think that we'll be able to buy anything the first time the trader shows up, because we don't have the resources. Okay, our laborer numbers are going up. Our food is okay. I'll add another woodcutter here, but not gonna build it right away though. Pause. gonna set this up. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll do what has been suggested and I'll just keep plugging people into these food. The food buildings that I have. Oops. Okay, we're back to capped on our hides. So now we're going to add 10 more. This time I'm not going to adjust that. We'll leave it. So the trader will go and pick up the 10, which they did. And now the tailor says, okay, I need to make 7 more to make my capacity. Looks like our tools have rebounded. We do need to harvest more. I'm just going to go ahead and queue these irons. Oh, oops. I need to switch over to stone. Feeling we're going to burn through the stone pretty darn quick, and we're going to need a quarry sooner rather than later. What else are we? We've got lots of venison. I hate to use food for trading, like I was saying before. I tend to do that because I got a surplus. And at the time that I said that, we had 0 food. So I don't really want to use food for trading, because we may come to regret that if we find ourselves without food again. Hide coats are up to 28 again. Let's just keep plugging away at that. We'll add another 10. Heck, let's make it 15. 35. I think what I could do, put 200 venison. We'll get the trader to grab it and bring it here. Doesn't mean we have to trade it. We can always give it back. All you have to do is set this number to 0. And the trader will put the food back in the storage thing. I don't know what the raw hides sell for. I think I would need to add one to see. It might be something like 4 or 2 even. I'll have to wait for that to show up. But you can pin these windows, and now I can select a different building and the trading post window stays open. Okay, oh, we got our first trader. The leather is in. Oh, it sells for 10. The leather sells for 10. The hide coat sells for only 5 more. And the hide coat takes leather. I'm guessing just one? One leather, so you actually get a bonus 5 value for turning it into a coat. So that's what we will do. Venison's worth 3 instead of 1. Nice. I forgot about that. I thought most of the food items were worth just 1. Except for the chicken eggs. Okay, so venison will be a good one too, so long as our let's unpin that and close. So long as our number stays good. We're just gonna have to keep an eye on it. How are we doing on housing? Some teens. Starting family, there's another one. I think we're good. There's a 19-year-old. Oh, they're probably together. Yeah, I think we're probably fine. Alright, what have you brought that we won't be able to buy? Just food. Food merchant. These aren't the seeds for these things. We're doing good with food, so we're not going to buy any of this stuff. We're going to send him on his way. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Just saying that I think we're okay. I want to see if I could fit 3, and I can if I put them all right next to each other. I think I will build one more. And that'll be the one probably for this year. Reserve of firewood is low. You know, we've got a good amount of logs. Maybe we do need a second woodcutter just to make sure that that firewood level stays good. I think we had a forester die and was unable to replace back when we didn't have any laborers, so I'm going to inject one person there. I want to keep going into food, but I think for the amount of people we have, we've got more than enough food now. It's interesting, in Farthest Frontier you've got an extra battle to fight with food because food spoils in that game. And different foods spoil at different rates, and basically as you move up the tech tree you're uncovering ways to preserve your food for longer so it doesn't spoil so fast. Oh, we got that built already. That's quick. Well, maybe we will kind of let the simulation run a little bit, and we will design our town a little bit. Put it down a hospital. Gonna need a tavern. Right next to the trader. I think that's a pretty good spot. We will eventually need another blacksmith and another tailor, but we don't have to worry about that right now. Mining and quarrying we will get into eventually. Orchards and farms. Well, I'm taking up space that houses could go. So maybe we should delete this. We'll keep the crops outside the circle. Maybe do farm there and an orchard here. And then I don't want these to build yet. I mean, all they need to do for this type of structure, if you want to call it that, is just to clear it of the trees and debris. And we're not going to make our laborers worry about that right now. How are we doing? Okay, we got some young people in there. I think we're doing good on the rate at which we are building homes. We can inject a few more resources here. I do want to fill out the area with homes a bit more before we finalize it. What else do we got? Oh yeah, we got that well we can put in here. 40 stone. Holy smokes, that is expensive. And for something we don't even need, like I said last episode, I've got disasters turned off, so you know, the wells combat fire, and we're not going to have any of our buildings set on fire, so we don't even need wells. But if I want the achievement, I need to build 20 of them. Harvest smart iron. How are we doing at clearing out this stone? Looks like we got it. Which is a little concerning, because our number of stone is not that high. Let's add a tiny stockpile here for 5x3 is not tiny, but I don't know what multiple trading posts do for you. But that one achievement. Master Builder wants 2 trading posts. Five hospitals. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's one of the many achievements we're going to try and get, so we'll see. I don't want food to cap out. I would like food to keep growing. It just helps me gauge whether or not our population can continue to grow. We've got lots of people. And another trader. So we could start building some other things, and actually I have not been paying attention for the last 10 minutes for our hide coats. General goods merchant. He's just bringing more food. General goods will show up with whatever. They'll show up with seeds. And there is a seed merchant which will only bring seeds. So unfortunately no seeds, but we don't have near the amount of tradables that we would need in order to get some seeds, so that's okay. I've been neglecting it anyways. And we are about out of time for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and bump that limit back up to 25. I'm going to up our limit of tools as well, as I've been harvesting some more iron here and there. So I know it wasn't the most exciting episode. We kind of had to dig ourselves out of a little bit of a hole there without any food, but now things are looking pretty good. We are definitely set up to grow. We've got lots of laborers. we have lots of food. So now we just need to build more things and plug people into those roles. So we will pick this up next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.